Hello and welcome to News Across Nigeria. I'm Ayotunde Balogun, and on the program today, court transfers trial of 23 INEC officials to Port Harcourt, River State. Says state is safe enough. Governor Willie Obiano meets Muslim communities in Anambra State. Calls for vigilance and peaceful coexistence with residents. And more than 2 million children to receive medicines to treat and prevent neglected tropical diseases in Cross River State. We begin the show on a legal side, and of course a federal high court sitting in Lagos has adjourned to May the 22nd a suit seeking the final forfeiture to the federal government, the sum of $5.8 million belonging to Mrs. Patience Jonathan, wife of former President Dr. Goodluck Jonathan. Now, the trial judge, Justice Mojisola Olateregun, adjourned the case after arguments by the counsel to Dr. Jonathan, or to Mrs. Jonathan rather, Mr. Ifeda Adedikpe, that his client wasn't given sufficient notice to file a response to the suit. The court had issued an interim order on April the 26th for the forfeiture of the sum of $5.8 million belonging to Mrs. Patience Jonathan. The order followed an ex parte application by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, seeking a forfeiture of the sum to government pending the determination of the substantive case. The court had granted the interim order and then further directed that same be advertised in a national daily to enable any interested party to appear and then show cause why the interim order should not be made final. Staying with the courts, a federal high court, this time sitting in Abuja, has transferred the case filed by the Nigerian Police against 23 officials of the Independent National Electoral Commission to the Port Harcourt division of the court. The INEC officials are facing trial for allegedly taking bribes during the National and State Assembly rerun elections in Rivers State. In transferring the case, Justice John Momoh said the argument of the police that the insecurity in Rivers State will affect the trial was not tenable. The judge also held that the responsibility of providing security in any part of the country rests on the security operatives and not the court. Away from the courts, the chairman of the Broadcasting Organization of Nigeria and chairman, Channels Media Group, Mr. John Momoh, has asked the National Broadcasting Commission to review the payment of annual levy and turnover made by broadcast stations in the country. Mr. Momoh, who is addressing participants at a 4-day stakeholders code review retreat in Kano, explained that the bond recommendations are made based on the belief that the NBC will encourage, protect, and truly cooperate with the stations. He adds, quote, "We propose that the current definition section be expanded to include more detailed guidelines, in addition to covering definitions that are currently missing, such as annual income, meaning of grade A breach, broadcast operatives, regulatory agency, among other things that require proper interpretation." End of quote. On his part, the Director General of the NBC, Ishaq Modibo, believes that in order to ensure professionalism in broadcasting, the code has to be reviewed in line with Nigeria's political aspirations and is expected to serve as a central document to keep professionals in check. And to Niger State, and some sad news coming out of there, where residents of Etogi community in Mokwa local government area have been thrown into mourning following the killing of 20 people in the village by gunmen yesterday. The attackers were reported to have swooped on them while they were praying in a mosque, killing everyone, including the preacher of the mosque, and leaving some women and children with various degrees of injury as well. The incident is believed to be a reprisal after the killing of a herdsman, following a disagreement over a piece of land between some Fulani youth and members of that community. The state police spokesman, Mr. Bala Elkanah, who confirmed the incident, said the retaliatory attack was unexpected as the issue surrounding the killing of the herdsman had earlier been resolved. Mr. Elkanah adds that 3 suspects have been arrested in connection with the violence, while normalcy has since been restored to the village. An appeal has gone out to the northern community in Anambra State, southeast Nigeria, to be vigilant and ensure continued peaceful coexistence with all other residents. This is coming from the Anambra State Governor, Willie Obiano, during a meeting with the delegation of Muslim leaders at the Governor's Lodge. His appeal serves as a follow-up to unresolved issues, including Hausa settlements that are springing up in unapproved places in around the many of which security reports have labeled as criminal hideouts.
The meeting at the Anambra State Governor's Lodge in Amobia features a robust interaction between Governor Willie Obiano, the leaders of the northern community in the state, and the State Police Command. Governor Obiano draws the attention of the group to some of the biggest security challenges affecting the country, including cattle rustling, arms piling, and Boko Haram attacks.
But why I called you is that I want you to open your eyes and report any strange activity to the police. You all have access to do that. So I plead with you to be careful, to be vigilant, watch people that come to your mosque, and make sure that they are your people.
Also of major concern to the governor is the issue of illegal occupation by some Hausa communities in areas not approved by the Anambra State government for them to live, as well as a security report of growing criminal activities in those areas.
I want you to prevail on those illegal communities, some illegal settlements here and there. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. The police and SSS, they are fully in the picture. All kinds of things happen there. They sell drugs, they keep arms, armed robbers come from there. They live in that community, so we are not going to allow that to happen. You know, so the police should be handling that with you peacefully.
Head of the Cattle Herders Association in Anambra State pledged the support of his people to efforts being championed by the Obiano administration to quell the herdsmen-farmers clashes, comments to which the Commissioner of Police has a positive reaction.
I can only assure you that the police will continue to provide security for all of you. And I want to urge you, I'm from the north, geographically. I want to urge you and to encourage you to support the man who has made this place very conducive for you to live as if you are from this place.
And we have appreciated what the governor is doing to make sure that there's a harmony and sustainable peace between the cattle herdsmen in Anambra State and the farmers. If all the governors in the nation replicate what he's doing, I think we will have a sustainable peace in the country.
There's a good side to this, as Governor Obiano commends the delegation for maintaining peace in their various communities, urging them to keep up the good work.
The special assistant to the leadership of the Muslim community in Anambra State.
Now, students of the Akure University of Technology in Ogbomoso in Oyo State, of course, today prevented candidates from taking the Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination in the university. The students also prevented both the academic and non-academic staff of the university from entering the premises. They said their action is in protest against the failure of the Oyo and Osun state governments, which jointly own the institution, to address the challenges in the school despite repeated complaints. The examination, which started on Saturday, was expected to continue today, but then those who had Lautech as their center now have to wait on the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board to decide their fate. I will come back after the break and news across Nigeria. Resident doctors threaten 3 days warning strike in Ilori. Stay with us.